Dogman is directed by Peter Hastings, and this is the latest film from Dreamworks Animation. It also comes from the same creative team behind the Captain Underpants movie. Also based on the books by Dave Pilkey, who also did the Captain Underpants books. When a faithful police dog and his human police officer owner are injured together on the job, a harebrained but life-saving surgery fuses the two of them together, and Dogman is born. Dogman is sworn to protect and serve and fetch, sit, and roll over. As Dogman embraces his new identity and strives to impress his chief, he must stop the pretty evil plots of feline supervillain Petey the Cat. Like I said going into this one, I have only read the first little comic book strip from the last Captain Underpants book that introduced Dogman. And I've never really read any of the books because I was just getting out of middle school by the time that they started. And I kind of felt like by that point I kind of grown out of Captain Underpants. But you know what? I mean, sometimes I love reading those books just for nostalgia purposes. And plus, I really enjoyed the movie that came out back in 2017. I thought it was really funny. Got a bit too carried away with the jokes at times, but I thought it was really funny. So with this one, I was excited because of the trailers. It actually kind of looked like it was being pretty faithful to the source material. I mean, the animation also definitely screams Captain Underpants. Like, the animation on this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. So, walked into this one, and like I said, I was excited. So, and honestly, walking out of this film, I really enjoyed this. DreamWorks has just been on a hot streak lately, putting out bangers left and right. I mean, he had films like The Bad Guys. You had Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Ruby Gillman: Teenage Kraken, not as good as those movies, but still pretty solid. And then my favorite animated film from last year, The Wild Robot. So, we had another DreamWorks movie coming out later this year. Two of them, actually. One's for the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake, and we got The Bad Guys 2 coming up. Like I said, dude, DreamWorks is on a hot streak. And I'm so excited to see what they continue to do. I mean, hell, like, I would honestly say they're putting out better movies than Disney at this point. I'm just going to come off straight and honest about that. I think they're putting out better movies than Disney at this point. Like, DreamWorks just knows what they're doing, man. Like, I don't know what else to say. But first off, let's begin with this review. First off, this animation is absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is some really stunning animation. Like I said, this is from the same creative team that did the first Captain Underpants movie. And like I said, this animation definitely gives off vibes of that. What I think this one does a little bit better, I think this one's a bit more vibrant and a little bit more colorful. I mean, not to say that Captain Underpants was like colorful and all, like not colorful and all that. This one I think was just like the animation is much more vibrant and much more energetic. You can definitely sense the love that is being put into this film, especially with the look of the characters and also the look of Dogman once he essentially becomes Dogman. And I also got to say, this film is really funny. Like, really funny. But also at the same time, some of the jokes are a bit of my cons, which I'll get into. But I found myself laughing quite a bit throughout this film. And there is some really good heartfelt moments. I mean, there is some heartfelt moments in Captain Underpants as well, but I think, honestly, like I said, it gets a bit too carried away with the jokes. But I think this film has some really heartfelt moments that actually kind of tugged on my heartstrings. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, call me an easy guy on animated films, but this one actually touched on some pretty relatable subjects for me. So I don't know what else to say about that. And also the voice cast that they got for this one is great. I mean, you got Lil Rel Howery playing the police chief, and he is so freaking funny in this movie. He had me cracking up for a lot of this film. You got Isla Fisher here as the news reporter, and she's also really funny in this one too. I mean, it's been a while since we've actually seen her in a movie, and I thought she was quite funny in this one too. But the big show stealer right here is Pete Davidson as Petey the Cat, our villain of this film. Oh my god, he was so funny. Like, you can definitely tell right off the bat that it's Pete Davidson doing the voice, but it's like, he's doing so good with it. Like, and he's so freaking funny. And Also, you get the inclusion of Lil Petey, who is just so freaking adorable in this movie. And you get Ricky Gervais as a robotic fish. They don't really give this away in the trailers, but they do kind of give it away a little bit in some of the behind-the-scenes stuff of this film. So I'm not technically spoiling anything. But also, one thing I also really appreciate about the marketing, it really only gave away the first 20 minutes. It did not give away anything else. So, but it kind of gave more stuff away, especially like when we got closer to the release of this film and with all the behind-the-scenes stuff. But, which I didn't watch, by the way. I only just knew about it because it just popped up in my notifications. I don't know why I did that, but... but, yeah, like I said, stunning animation, great voice work. It's very funny, and it's also pretty well written, too. It's also a really smart movie in regards to its humor and some really good references to other films. Like, it does them in a pretty clever way that doesn't feel like, oh, okay, I saw that reference coming. Like, but also, this kind of does lean into some of my negatives with this film. First off, some of the jokes feel a bit tacked on. Some of them are just like, okay, we get it. Move on, please. Like, okay, we get it. Okay. Like, it wasn't as egregious as Captain Underpants at points, because at times with Captain Underpants, sometimes, a couple of times the jokes were starting to get a little bit on my nerves, but it didn't really downgrade the film, like, that much to me, because I still really enjoyed it, and also the nostalgia was really hitting me. This one, at times, definitely the jokes felt a bit too tacked on, and I'm just like, okay, I kind of saw that coming. Like, okay, wrap up the joke, please. It's one of those kinds of scenarios when it comes to writing jokes. I mean, not to say that it's bad. I mean, I wish at times they kind of harness the jokes. And you can definitely predict where this movie is going, especially with the way that it ends. It's like, okay, yeah, I saw that coming as well. And also, I have a friend who has read some of the Dogman books, and he told me that it was like 3 books worth of storytelling in this film, especially when you get to this film's third act, that honestly feels really overstuffed. Like, if you've read the books, then you probably wouldn't know what you're getting into, but like I said, this third act does feel kind of overstuffed with how many things that just happen. Like, I'm not really going to give away what happens, and like what the plan is, but there were things that just kind of kept happening, and I was just like, wait, am I following this correctly? Is this really, like, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, like, you're going to, like, one too many things at this point. Like, again, it's definitely something that kind of bugged me just a little bit, and also for someone who hasn't really read the books, I am familiar with them because, like I said, it's from the same guy that did the Captain Underpants books. But, I don't know, those are things that were just kind of just nagging at me a little bit. But other than that, though, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was a very cute movie. It was definitely very, very funny. Got some really good heartfelt moments in there, some good messages. And this is one of those films I could honestly see myself throwing on if I need something to cheer me up after a bad day. This is something I could kind of, I could honestly kind of liken to something like Migration, which is a film that I thoroughly enjoyed. And it feels like one of those films I can just throw on whenever I have a bad day. Like, a quick, breezy watch for 90 minutes, and I'll feel better by the end of it. Like, it's one of those kinds of movies. So, if you guys have kids and you want to take them to a movie this weekend, check this one out. I think the kids are really going to love this one, and adults will not be miserable watching this movie. They're definitely going to be going like, ah, ha, 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 as their moments. But they're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm ready to leave. Not that kind of thing. But the kids will absolutely love this one, and this movie definitely worked for its target audience, and I think that was honestly what this one was intended to do, and it worked. So, like I said, if you guys have kids, take them to see this. I'm going to give Dogman a B+. Dreamworks just continues to strike gold. What else can I say? Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of Dogman. If you guys got a chance to see it, do you guys like this or the Captain Underpants movie more? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. And also, have you guys read the books? Let me know that as well. Hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell right next to it so you can stay updated on any future video coming up in the near future. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. And that's it for me today, you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!